ERT News, episode 4. We got a lot to cover today. I'm dripping in my ERT gear because I am so excited to talk to you all with Mr. Anton Anderson. Anton, we've got a great episode today.
Hello, hello. Yeah, I'm liking the hat, Jenna. I
Like
appreciate
the hat.
you got me one too. It's right
I
here.
did.
I like it. I feel like it might be a bit much if we're both in hats, but stay tuned. You will see me tired.
We do twin a lot, not on this, but always fun twinning with you, Anderson.
Yeah,
And today, excited. Here's what we're going to go through. We made the list. What list? We're going to announce in just a second. We also brought on a new VFO specialist. We're going to talk through some of ERT, what we've got going on as far as our North Star. So Anton's going to talk through that, what that means, and then our roadmap for the future. So very, very exciting, but we're kicking it off today. Da, 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 da. We made the list. Inc. 5000, America's fastest growing private companies. Anton, how much fun is this? I'm so proud of not only the community, but the members, but of course, thank you for all your leadership and guidance. What a fun list to make.
it is. It's really meaningful. And no, I'm very proud. I'm very grateful. Obviously, so much of what we do relies on the community. And so just really thank you to everybody who's watching the video and anybody who's not, but has been part of this journey with us over the last decade. It's 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 interesting. I shared in the company meeting yesterday. One of the reasons why it's so meaningful to me is I'm just a little entrepreneur at heart. Like just always have been that way, wired from as long as I can begin, from as long as I can remember. I was in high school and I was reading a physical copy of the Inc. magazine.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing about the Inc. 5000 list and like looking at some of the names of the companies. So to be down the road a bit from high school and to see our name in print it's just really exciting. And it gives me more fuel to continue this journey. So go to the next slide and let's share
Yeah, I was gonna
with
say, not
the,
only making the list, but out of 5,647, Anton and I were watching this together as it was a live virtual stream, and we're like, what are we gonna be? You never know where you're gonna land. When I saw this, I was really, really impressed. Not only that, 9 in San Diego County, 43 in financial services. Like,
yeah, I know. It is 43 in financial services. It's exciting. There's a couple core principles of our company, and maybe below this video, we'll share a link to it if you haven't seen those before. But one is competition and another is unorthodox. And I feel like this is giving you a slight insight of my mindset, but I feel like early days, we were very much dismissed what we were trying to do. Like the traditional powers that be in the industry were very much just about, no, we just want more referrals. We want our advisors to be able to do more transactions. Like this idea of a team-based model and collaboration is too like kumbaya, Southern California and we were very much kind of pushed to the side. And it's interesting, in the last 2 weeks, I've heard from 3 different companies that over the last 24 months have declined working with us still, like a decade later, still. And they've circled back and they've said, we just keep hearing things about what Elite Resource Team is up to. We're at an event, we're approached by community members, and we want to re-engage the conversation. And I'm like, isn't that interesting now? So what I told Jenna and the company yesterday is we got a seat at the table. Like we are starting to get the attention. The small little unorthodox group is always, if you look throughout history, is always the type of group that creates lasting change, right? You've heard me preach this before, but it wasn't Marriott and Hyatt that came up with Airbnb and VRBO. It's a small group of unique people that believe in a different vision. And then they keep working at it until finally the 800-pound gorillas in the industry have to pay attention. And so we're starting to knock at that door. And I really don't think they've understood what we're working on yet, but we got a seat at the table. So I'm excited for the next chapter. All right, Jenna, I'm off my soapbox for a moment, but that's
listen, we're just getting
fired up.
started. We're just
Just getting
getting
started.
started, which is even more fun. And the last thing I'll wrap up on is cool to make the list. So proud, but even cooler to do it with such a wonderful community of great people, a wonderful team. So again, big thank you to the team and the community. All right, shifting a little bit, meet our new VFO specialist, Van Carlson. He is from SRA 831B admin. The main contact here for you all is going to be Jerod Bates, who's going to be hosting a webinar on Monday. This is our VFO Specialist Educational Webinar, which means one CPE credit for the accountants and CPAs that you invite out. 1 o'clock Eastern. It's going to be called Foundations of 831B Microcaptives, How to Weather the Storm. So if you haven't registered yet, we'll drop the link in the chat. Make sure you register and you can catch Jared on Monday.
Brilliant. And Jenna, that's always the same day, same time of the week, right? That's the same normal Monday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern.
That's correct, but the link does change because
Yep.
yeah, exactly. So same
Yep.
time, same place, but you do have to register and we'll provide the link.
Love it. All right. ERT's North Star. Had a birthday last week. Birthdays are a time I tend to reflect on things, and it really got me focused on the major changes and ideas we've come up with and implemented in the last year or two, as well as the things that we're working on this year. Why are we doing it? Like, what are we attempting to build here? And I think we've made some really good progress, but we're not there. This is the vision, though. So ultimately, when we look at what Elite Resource Team offers to advisors and accountants, I think really I want to boil it down to three things. One is we create the fastest results for members. Now, in the past, I think we had a really powerful model with Catalyst Legacy, but it was very complicated and took a long time. And I think there's an advantage to speed because people get to feel it and see it quicker. That means they have a much higher likelihood of actually sticking with it. So the VFO Fast Track and the Partnership Fast Track, I think, have a huge impact on our ability to create the fastest results possible. I mean, faster than buying certainly dinner programs or radio programs or even buying cold leads. Like, I'd like this to be, it's the fastest opportunity for results for members. The next one is the best training possible. You can't find better training anywhere in the marketplace on two things, right? And we're not going out of our bailiwick. Like, there's two specific things that we know inside and out. And that is one, how to leverage virtual family office and deliver that to your ideal clients. And two, how to form strategic partnerships between advisors and accountants. So the fastest results, the best training on virtual family offices and accountant partnerships. And the third is the most valuable community. I think people will come for the results and come for the training. The reason people will stay is because of the community. And the community is not just made up of a top-down community. The community is actually collectively everybody involved, right? It is the internal team members at ERT, but it's also the advisors that have been working with us for 3 months, 6 months, 6 years, 10 years, the VFO specialists, and everybody in participating in a community. The community is only as valuable as its individual members. So that, when I really boil it down, is what I would call our North Star. And we're going to do a better job moving forward of really asking ourselves, anytime we engage in a potential new project or a strategic partnership or invest capital, is it helping us to either A, produce faster results for members, B, create better training for members, or C, create a more valuable community? If it's not helping with one of those three things, then we're not doing it. I don't care
I
how
don't want
much money
nothing
we
to
make.
do
That's
with it,
what we're giving
Anton.
up. We ain't
We're
doing it.
not, I don't want anything to do with it. These are
That's it.
this is the North Star.
That's how we boil it down. The North Star is designed to guide you on your journey as you're walking towards your ideal destination. This is what we're using to guide us. All right, so with that said, go to the next slide if you can. One of the things we'll do in these ERT news, which we've never done really in the past, at least in any organized way, is we'll share more of a roadmap with you of what we're working on and ultimately how we think those individual projects help with the bigger picture vision and the North Star I just shared. So we did our first ERT News episode 1, where we focused on the major releases that we've been working on this year so far. Those included the Mentor Mentee program. That's an investment in the community. The Elite Marketing Services, that's an investment in faster results, better training. The Art of Collaboration and the Art of Proactivity, it's better training for us. It really forces us to take so much content and boil it down into specific ways that people can consume that. And then the VFO Fast Track and the Partnership Fast Track are by far the biggest projects we've done, at least since launching the Catalyst, which was 3 years ago. So the VFO Fast Track is off to a great statistical start. Lots of new members that are creating good results very quickly. So really encouraged by that. Partnership Fast Track just launched within the last 2 weeks. So far, we're hearing some people go through the training content. They're starting to meet with Ian, and I would anticipate within the next 3 to 4 weeks, we should start hearing some feedback and results. So if you're still interested in the Partnership Fast Track and you haven't yet participated, let us know in this video below. Darren will reach out to you one-on-one and answer any questions you have. No additional cost for members. Let's talk about the roadmap though, Jenna. I don't want to put too firm of a timeline on this because some of these projects are big and they deserve to be done right rather than trying to stick to a specific timeline. But the first item, which is the most pressing right now, is really to work with both of these two fast track programs that we've launched, the VFO Fast Track, the Partnership Fast Track, and to continue to invest the time and the resources into making those repeatable and scalable. So we have results now initially. We know it can work. Now we just want to keep investing so it can scale. And when it can scale, it can go from 5 members to 10 members to 25 members to 50 members to the community at large. The next one is the book licensing options. This is something we've never done before. We're starting with the VFO accredited members, and it's an ability to have a member license one of our books, which means their name will go on the cover, their forward will go in their book, their photo will go on the back. All of the call to actions throughout the book will point towards their landing page or their funnels. So really helpful, I think, when you're building relationships with accountants. The next one is local chapters. We've kind of been having organic conversations for probably the last 4 or 5 years about this, but we're hearing more and more people express interest in having local chapters of Elite Resource Team. So maybe one in, the Southeast, the Northeast, Southwest, the Midwest, etc. And local in-person meetups that happen. And that really facilitates, I think, a better local community in addition to the annual VFO Collective event. The Accountant Introduction Program. This we've been doing for years. It's gone through different iterations. It's actually in the last 6 months started to produce some really meaningful results, especially as we're getting more accountants coming directly to us. And that's through strategic partnerships like Tax Plan IQ is the best one we have to date. And also, honestly, our marketing team has just gotten a lot better this year. So we're getting a lot more inbound accountants who are raising their hand going, hey, I'd like an introduction to an advisor that has gone through your training. So we're really looking throughout the remainder of the year of how do we improve that even better, call it the Accountant Introduction Program 2.0, and just make sure these partnerships that are coming together are fueling everyone's business to a new level. Once we release the Accountant Introduction Program 2.0, the next vision of the roadmap ultimately is to actually have client introductions available for you guys as well as part of the community. So just imagine that we are actually doing outbound marketing to successful business owners, high income earners, high net worth individuals. We're using the virtual family office story. We're using our funnels perhaps, and we're getting them into our network. And then they go, yes, I would like an introduction to a VFO certified professional. We go, great. Let's take a little bit of basic information. Now we can introduce you individually to a VFO certified professional. So that's on the roadmap. And then the last bullet point I'll touch on here is we have the CPEs available now in person and virtually for CPAs. And we will work on CE certification for other professionals as well. Makes sense for enrolled agents. Also makes sense for insurance agents. We have had CFPs in the past take our material and get it approved on their own. So I know that can be done, and I think we can do a better job of facilitating some of that. In the past, I've actually hosted events way back when for attorneys where they've gotten CE credits. So ultimately, that will be something with our events where the range of different professionals that we have the opportunity to serve in our community all get benefit, not just from the learning, not just from the collaboration, but also recognized for CEs as well. So there's a few things on the roadmap that we will be working on throughout this year and into next year. And every week when we do these ERT news episodes, we will give any relevant updates on those, as well as there are other roadmap items that we'll be sharing with you in the coming months as well. What else
Love
you
it.
got,
As I
Jenna?
said, we are just getting started. So I'm so excited for all of what's on the map. We've been thinking and talking and strategizing about a lot of these things for a long time, Anton. So to actually see them up here, before I would be sweating because I'd be like, "Phew, who's doing all this, me and you?" But now we've got the team behind us. We are continuing to grow as you said, continue to scale. And we got a lot of power behind these ideas and these concepts to actually put them into practice. So super exciting stuff. Really looking forward to it. And we'll continue to keep you updated as we come on to episode number 5. So thanks for watching as usual, and we will be back with episode 5. Stay tuned. Thanks, Anton.
Love it. Thank you, Jenna. Thanks, everyone. Episode 4 wrap.